In maternal health research, a dataset may contain routine clinical measurements, but hidden inside those columns could be the factors connected with serious pregnancy complications. Let me show you how to investigate those patterns using CitedEvidence quick analysis. I begin by opening CitedEvidence and logging in. From the dashboard, I open Smart AI Data Analysis from the left menu and select Basic AI Data Analysis. At the top of the page, I switch to Quick Analysis. This takes me to a conversational data workspace where I can attach a dataset and ask research questions in normal language. I can select a file from my library or upload one directly from my computer. For this demonstration, I click Upload and select the dataset contains patient age, gestational age, BMI, systolic blood pressure, diastolic blood pressure, blood glucose, hemoglobin level, number of previous pregnancies, prenatal visits, smoking exposure, pregnancy-induced hypertension, delivery type, birth weight, and preterm birth status. The file begins uploading. While the tool processes the data, it reads the column names and prepares them for questioning. When the upload is complete, I see a confirmation message explaining that I can ask questions, request summaries, or ask for charts and tables. The platform also provides suggested questions based on the maternal health variables. Examples may include, what is the average maternal age and gestational age in the dataset? Is there a significant difference in blood pressure between patients with and without pregnancy-induced hypertension? What is the relationship between prenatal visits and birth weight? Does maternal BMI differ between full-term and preterm births? And can age, BMI, blood pressure, glucose level, hemoglobin, and prenatal visits predict preterm birth? I begin by asking, give me a general summary of the maternal health dataset. The system returns an overview of the number of patients, the variables included, missing values, and the main distributions. I then ask, what is the average maternal age, gestational age, BMI, blood pressure, and birth weight? The tool calculates the descriptive statistics and presents them in a table. This gives me a quick understanding of the sample before I investigate specific relationships. To make the data easier to review, I type, create histograms for maternal age, BMI, and birth weight. The system produces charts showing how these variables are distributed. I look for unusual patterns, such as a large number of low birth weight cases, very high BMI values, or patients at the extreme ends of the age range. Next, I focus on pregnancy-induced hypertension. I ask, is there a significant difference in systolic and diastolic blood pressure between patients with and without pregnancy-induced hypertension? The system separates the patients into two groups and compares their blood pressure measurements. It provides the group averages, variation, and a statistical interpretation. I ask for a visual follow-up. Create side-by-side box plots for systolic and diastolic blood pressure by hypertension status. The box plots make the difference between the two patient groups immediately visible. Now I investigate prenatal care. I ask, what is the relationship between the number of prenatal visits and birth weight? The platform may generate a correlation result and a scatter plot. If the chart shows an upward pattern, it suggests that patients with more prenatal visits tend to have babies with higher birth weights. However, I want to avoid oversimplifying the result. So I ask, does this relationship remain after considering maternal age, BMI, and gestational age? This follow-up helps determine whether prenatal visits are still connected with birth weight after important maternal factors are included. Next, I examine preterm birth. I type, compare maternal BMI, blood pressure, glucose level, and hemoglobin between full-term and preterm birth groups. The tool produces a comparison table showing the average values for both groups. It may identify higher blood pressure and glucose levels among preterm cases, while hemoglobin may be lower. I ask, which of these differences are statistically significant? The system reports which patterns are strong enough to receive more attention and which ones may simply reflect sample variation. Now I move to another clinically important question. Is pregnancy-induced hypertension associated with preterm birth? The platform creates a cross-tabulation showing hypertension status against preterm birth status. It then applies an appropriate association test and explains the result. I continue with, calculate the proportion of preterm births among patients with hypertension and among patients without hypertension. This gives me an easy-to-understand risk comparison rather than only a test result. Next, I ask, does the number of prenatal visits differ between patients with full-term and preterm births? The tool compares the two groups and may show that patients with fewer prenatal visits have a higher frequency of preterm delivery. Again, I follow up carefully. Do not interpret this as causation. Explain the result as an association. The system adjusts the language and gives me a more academically responsible statement. Now I ask the main predictive question. Can maternal age, BMI, systolic blood pressure, glucose level, hemoglobin, smoking exposure, and prenatal visits predict preterm birth? The tool analyzes the predictors together. The output may indicate that high blood pressure, high glucose, smoking exposure, and fewer prenatal visits are associated with a greater likelihood of preterm birth. I then ask, rank the predictors and create a summary table with the direction of each relationship. The system produces a clear table showing which factors are associated with increased risk and which factors may be protective. For the final part of the analysis, I type, write a concise result summary based on this analysis. Include the sample characteristics, group comparisons, major associations, and the strongest predictors of preterm birth. The platform creates a structured summary that I can use as a starting point for academic writing. I review the text and make sure the wording matches the statistical results. The analysis is automatically stored in the chat history panel. I can reopen this maternal health analysis later, continue asking questions, compare additional variables, or request new charts. When I need to begin a completely separate study, I can click New Chat. So the complete workflow is straightforward. I uploaded a maternal health dataset, reviewed its general structure, generated descriptive statistics, compared clinical groups, tested associations, explored predictors, requested charts and tables, and prepared a final research summary, all inside one quick analysis conversation.